Come with me to do a general clean on this bathroom and talk about some design choices that I would or wouldn't have in my home as a cleaner. First up is a glass shower door. Even though they can be really beautiful and give an aesthetic look, they can also be really hard to maintain. So for that reason, I wouldn't have one in my home. And while we're talking about the shower, another thing that I wouldn't have is one of those big oversized shower heads with no detachable one. Not only are they really tedious to clean, but not having a detachable part makes it a little harder to clean the shower. But something that I would like to have in the bathroom is one of those easy clean toilets. They're just a little bit more flat on the side so they don't collect as much dust, and they're a lot easier to wipe down. And one more thing in the bathroom that I would absolutely never have in my own home are black fixtures. And that's because anytime that I've seen black fixtures in a bathroom, the paint is chipping off. Next up, in the kitchen, one thing I would never have in my own home is a blue enamel oven. And even though these are really pretty, you can't use traditional oven cleaner on them, and it just makes them a doozy to clean. And while we're talking about the kitchen, one thing that I absolutely hate are intricate light fixtures. They take forever to clean, and as beautiful as they can be, they're really just dust collectors. So if I had the choice, I would choose really simple, basic light fixtures throughout the house that are really easy to clean. And another thing in the kitchen that I prefer not to have in my own home is stainless steel appliances. And I say that, but that's exactly what I have in my house. I like the look of stainless steel appliances. They just don't hide anything. They're going to show any smudge or fingerprint that comes their way. And one last thing that I can think of, one thing that I would absolutely never have in my house is all hardwood floor. Now don't get me wrong, I appreciate the beauty and the value behind having real hardwood floor. But hardwood floors can be so easily scratched, stained, or ruined by water. All it takes is one spill that you didn't clean up quick enough or one good scratch, and you gotta have somebody refinish that floor. And funny story, we actually are looking to have all the flooring replaced in our house. So some options that I would go with are tile, vinyl, and engineered wood. But back to this clean real quick. This is one of my clients that doesn't have any toilet bowl brushes. And I made the mistake of forgetting to bring one today, so I just double gloved and used a magic eraser. And don't judge me now. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And I usually do the toilet last, so I don't really know why I'm going in this order today. But after we disinfect the toilet from top to bottom, we move over to the sink area. And I don't know if sometimes people don't listen to the voiceover or if they're just quick to judge, but sometimes people leave me comments like this. And I have shown you guys my house a couple times, but 99% of what you see are other people's homes. And even so, having too much shit is really not the worst thing a kid can go through. And somebody buying their kids too much stuff can come from a place of love and or trauma. So I say that to say that somebody having a cluttered home or too much stuff does not make them a bad person or a bad parent. And that you succeeded in putting a comment out there that had absolutely no value. Yay. But once this sink is nice, clean, dry, and disinfected, I ruined the whole thing by getting my ass up there. And I did go back and disinfect them again at the end. But anyways, once we are done wiping down this mirror, the sink area is done, and that is the last thing we do before changing the trash and getting at the floor. And I had somebody helping me today that was using the vacuum and mop, so what you'll see me using today is actually the client. So here I am vacuuming with their Shark vacuum and then going over these floors with their O-Cedar spin mop and some disinfectant. And watching this video back, my husband says I wring out this mop too much.